So yes, I have some explaining to do. I have this question asked to me almost daily. Where's my order? I will explain that. Two, they're being packed very soon, if not last week, but we had something come up that I need to share. Secondly, why did I move to North Carolina? From Florida to retire up north? Nobody does that. I didn't retire, I'm just kidding, but I'll explain that as well. Here we go, I got a lot to cover. Let's dive in. First order of business, I'm gonna talk to you right here in front of this chickenless coop. Yeah, it's a chicken coop, but we don't use it as such. It's mainly for storage. Here's the deal. Why did I leave Florida and move to North Carolina? Well, there was a few things. One was we thought a colder climate might be better for my wife's condition. It's called ME/CFS. I'm not going to dive into it, but it's pretty debilitating, and we thought being in the heat all the time would be worse. And it is. So the colder climate up here does help somewhat. Secondly, my in-laws were in desperate need of having some more live-in care, so we brought them with us. And they've been living with us in this home ever since. It's only been a few months. And thirdly, well, I just needed a change of scenery. I spent the last 45 years in the state of Florida, and I thought, you know, it would be great to get up at least to the Carolinas, where maybe I could take some drives through the mountains and just kind of live life a little differently. And that's what we're experiencing as of late. So let's dive in and tell you about really the specifics of what's going on. Yeah, that's a scary side of the shop. That's not even finished yet. So we've been up here about 6 weeks, at least I have. And I am in the process of really renovating and getting this standalone two-car garage set up for this business and what we do here. And I've got about half of it finished. And there's no real semblance of order. I just made some walls, put some cleats up, and then put up my shelving units. And I'm gonna get to all the organization later once I get the rest of it finished. I have done a few projects since I've been here that are coming out very soon. One, I retrofitted a cantilevered arm for my son to have a swing in the backyard, which is actually pretty nice. And secondly, I came up with what I think is the most inexpensive way to, well, yeah, to insulate a garage door. What's above my head right now and what will be finally closed. And I think a simple window unit will insulate this shop, or will cool and heat this shop just fine when it's all said and done. But where's my order? That's my question I'm getting all the time, and well, they're coming, but I gotta tell you about a little bit of bad news. You know, I mentioned earlier that my in-laws live with us now, and I'm not gonna dive into too many details here, but over the past week or so, we lost my wife's father. The man that raised her from birth, basically. Her grandfather finally passed away. And it's been a wonderful time to be up here with them and to really kind of be, their kind of safe haven or a safety net and someone they could count on in their stages of life. I will tell you, my wife is handling it pretty well. And his wife, my mother-in-law, is handling it pretty well as well. He was 92 years old and he was ready to go. And he kept saying, I want to go to Neptune. I'm not going to give you specifics about how we were at the hospital and whatever else happened, but he kept saying this, I want to go to Neptune. We just didn't know what that meant. Finally, we opened up a folder. This is pretty interesting. We opened up a folder that he had that was labeled When the Fat Lady Sings, which basically means, you know, when it's his time to go. And in it was a crematorium service that he had already paid for himself, and it was named Neptune. There you go. So rest in peace, Papa. You were a great man. You have been so great to us, and it's been great hearing your stories over the years. And I know that you are in a better spot now because it was definitely something you clamored for and we were ready to go. So I'm glad you are in a better spot, and we miss you. So with that being said, where's my order? Well, I have almost 100 orders to do right now, and I've gotten a few out over the past week or two. However, I'm finally at the point, after handling the necessary things we had to handle here, I'm at a point where this week I'm really making some head of steam, and I'm getting progress done. So thank you for understanding. I've been very vague with answering you back. So if you've gotten the email from me saying, hey, I'm hoping to get back to it this week, I don't think I've divulged anything about the family tragedy in those emails, but I will say it here. Again, not too many specifics, but I just wanted to let everyone know that it is time to get back in here and really hit the ground running. And again, like I said, we miss you, Papa, and that's where your order is. It's still here. I've got the machines up and running as we speak, and everything is going to be shipped out very, very soon. Thank you so much for your patience. I I could have never foreseen the events that were going to take place over the past few weeks. But I think the family inside has handled it with grace. I know that my daughter was very remorseful and was very, very cool. She's 9, and she went onto her tablet after crying a little bit when she heard about Papa's passing, and she created like a little gravestone and a memorial service in her Amazon Fire tablet in one of the games she plays, and it was just the sweetest thing. Really cool. So that's all I got for you right now. I will show you the videos of the swing that my son is enjoying like crazy and the installation process of this garage. Those are coming soon, and your order, yes, is coming. Thank you for understanding. And this has been an update on the North Carolina move from Florida to here. And yeah, here we go. I guess I need to get to work. See ya.